Gonna put up the channel.
This one?
Whichever one.
Which one's better?
They're the same.
Which one would you prefer?
They are the same.
God, you're racist.
I just said they're the same. And I am streaming. Beep, 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 beep. What? You sit there and look there. Yeah, it would have taken a second. Alright, I have absolutely no idea how this map went besides you guys won. But, let's take a peek. Alright, so we're on the Ram, May... Okay, so we're basically just running the... kind of the... Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, they're on defense. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, sorry, so we're basically running the... kind of brawl. Ana instead of Juno is a little interesting because the... You know, we don't really have speed to close the distance, but let's see what happens. Well, hold on. Yeah, well, yeah, because I mean, you guys should be scouting a little bit, but let's see what we got. Because we've struggled with Junkrat in the past, and Freya has just a fuck ton of span too. Okay, okay. Just
I offer something more.
Alright, that took a little bit longer than we really wanted it to. That was 31 seconds to get through the choke. It's a bit much. It's a bit much, but we did make it through. Let's see what we go with it. Okay, so we get an anti on their Junkrat, so our Ana's checking them. They get a big anti on us. Where is Zenith here? Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this split is fine. We have Cass challenging their Freya, which is kind of Brandon's role here. Alright, let's just... Okay, yeah, okay. I kind of anticipated that. So when you guys made that rotation, it didn't really serve a purpose. Because it... You know, you rotate here, it doesn't give you a better LOS to get like a May wall position around. Them on the high ground just keeps, like, you're not pushing them off the high ground by just standing there. And we're not helping Brandon over here. So it doesn't achieve anything. So, yeah, I'm not surprised you lost that one. Like, if we're gonna... And that's why the speed, that's why with the brawl, you know, the speed is something we usually go with. Because, like, here, like, if we had speed, we could have gone underneath them, pushed in. But even without that speed, that we should have recognized that the Junkrat was, even though it's a tiny room, that Junkrat's by himself, we can, you know, shield and maybe wall and get in there and kill him, and he's by himself. But even rotation-wise, we see where they're at, and just, yeah. Kind of didn't do anything with it. And we are swapping everything. Okay, so everything except Ana. So swapping to the dive. We should be diving past the Orisa and just blatantly ignoring her, basically. Okay. Maybe a little early on the shield there, Matt. And don't drop. Don't drop. Okay, so they commit her ult, and they're not gonna get anything for it. Oh yeah, yes. Okay, hold on. So let me back up. So Matt, let's go from your POV real quick. Okay, so we jump in. Yeah, I mean we didn't really need to put the shield down, but the main thing here. So now like us dropping right here serves. Oh, you have the Christmas one on. Okay. You dropping like we're not dropping onto anything, and our Ana has LOS on us up here, and if we're up here we can alt fire onto them, and then when we're jumping, this jump from here to here is about 9 billion times easier than the jump from here to here. So the dropping doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we shouldn't be. I mean, I guess you're kind of just poking at the Orisa, but Orisa shouldn't even be an option for us. Okay, so we do jump up there. They get an anti on us, but we get Brandon and Matt going in together. We should get the Brig. Alright, good. And then we get the auto. Okay, so that play, that's exactly, because even so on that Diva comp that we've been rolling a little bit, that's the same idea that we've been wanting to do. We just haven't been executing. So ideally though, we basically just ran like a two-man team with Senna floating, right? Because we got Rob and Ana anti-ing and getting the Orisa. You guys kill the supports, and then now Matt's jumping in on the Orisa. Good. Actually, here, let me run it real quick. Okay, so right here, when you jump in on the Orisa, Matt, you move to the left, and so we're just gonna, like, I know they only have DPS life, but if this was a support, you want to be trying to block the damage. Oh, I'm sorry, the heals coming in, like if it's an honor or something, which they do have, and yeah, you don't have bubble there, so you want to try and body block, because we're not gonna kill her. It's just you going in there. Okay. Push up. Push up. Push up. Push up. Push up. Push up. Matt, Rob's already halfway pushed up. Matt, Brandon. Yeah, you should have been. Matt, get off the point.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Okay, so you were. Okay, so if you guys were swapping, then I mean, I don't know why you're swapping. To be honest, Monkey is just as good on second point. If you're comfortable with him on first, second you can also just basically do the same things anyway though. Okay, so we're on the cast though. A little greedy cast Zarya here. Personally, I don't like Zarya in a team environment. She just gets rolled over if they focus you hard enough. Like, it doesn't matter if you get charged up from a Junkrat, if they just bully you. So we make a trade, which is a good trade because we get the tank, and they should be backing up. And they are. We should be pushing up, which we are not. Yeah, so this... When does Tire come out? Yeah, so right here, we need to be pushing hard. We need to be having Matt going in. We should have Brandon going in. If anybody push the payload, just have Shepard. And now, once the Tire starts coming in, if you want to back off, I understand that. But punishing stragglers is gonna give you guys the whole yeah. Yeah, and look how low they got. I mean, you had the Freya and the Junkrat literally just one shot but we're playing so passive that we don't have anything up there. Alright, we had... Okay, so they always pull Ascena. Ascena gets the... Suzu out. Right here, though, Matt, I'd like you to bubble your support because you can tank that a lot better than she can. Yeah, exactly. Make sure we're calling out sleeps before we even try them, so we know. And now this is... You need to be back here. So, this position, they should be pushing into you guys. They've got 2 kills. They should be pushing into you and finishing you off. Yeah, you're kind of lucky here that they're not going in that aggressively. To be honest, even if Zarya is really charged, she's very frail. Alright. We're poking around. Okay, alright. So Matt's going in. And to be fair, I also don't. I know what the ult kind of does, but I don't really know what it is. But so we got Rob taking that. Okay. So we're going back in with the nano. Okay, good. They're backing off. Nice grab, nice grab.
Do something.
How are we not? How did we not kill this?
Fire at will.
Okay, so Sanith is
Get in there, Bob.
feeling for that. Okay, so we were just split. Yeah, that's just bad focus fire there. Yeah, she get yeah. I think it's better for us to just focus one or the other. We can't be floating around. Yeah, and that right there. I mean, that's the kind of the problem with Zarya is that unless you have a bubble to save somebody, they don't have to care about you and what your cooldown / abilities are. Sorry, too fast. Alright, we're going in, we're kind of poking around, and we die. We cannot be staying in right here. Yeah, we need. I mean, they use tire, thankfully, but yeah. As soon as you lose Rob, unless you're investing ults, which is a fine call if you want to do that, then you have to invest those ults. You can't just kind of like we can't just be standing there. All right, so they have Nano and Orisa ult. We have Rush. Me grab, depending on how charged up they're gonna give it to you. And obviously we swapped to the soda. Alright, we're just poking. So Senek gets kind of poked a little bit. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, it would have been Kiva.
What door?
Okay, so so positioning wise, Matt, right here, we're positioning like we're just standing in the middle of the open here,
30 seconds.
and we're not achieving anything. So now we have to use a bubble, and this is why I say Zarya is so frail, because you use bubble,
Power.
and I mean, yeah, you got 28 charge off of it, but then they just ignore it, and it's irrelevant. And the Senate kind of, or not kind of, a Senate does go a little bit too far forward, but then Matt, you're going too far back as well. And that's like if you're holding this tight corner here, or even the payload, you know, use the cover. You just can't be out in the open. So Senus goes down, which, you know, communication where, why is she going in, but then Matt's backing up? You know, doesn't. I mean, yeah, and look at the, yeah, we got no value. I don't even know if you guys touch here.
Огонь по готовности.
Yeah, Matt's not enough charge to get any kills out of there.
Ну, Вангада!
0 to 1.
Yeah, I just Zarya and team play just I don't think is ever going to be the answer.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Okay, so on defense here,
5, 4,
Rob.
1. Attackers.
Okay, well first off, we can. I mean, it takes 10 seconds minimum to get back to or get up to the point, so they're gonna be there before we even have a full 5. We're running a little bit of a. I mean, I guess we'll call it a poke comp. A little weird in the sense that like we have Moira, but then we're kind of running split because we're on double hit scans. We're not going to be grouped up anyway. And even the Kiriko. I mean, Kiriko is never a bad pick per se, but just not sure the purpose of it here. But yeah, I mean they're here, and yeah, I mean. I mean, I hate to pick on you, Rob, but that's 16 seconds into the match, and we're just now in position.
4, 3, 2,
Like,
1.
that's how you do. It's a 5v4, and not even saying that here because they're on the hazard. Not saying that we can hold them if you're here, but like, they're just walking in on us for free. Alright, so luckily though they didn't notice that you weren't here, and they played it technically slow. Hey, the Packers are on the clock. Let's see who it is. They're playing it slow here. And we're just poking, we're poking. I mean, Brandon got blown up. I could just watch it from his POV. I mean, we're doing a good job keeping his health from going up all the way. Okay, so Brandon was poking main and then got hit. Where is Silco? This position doesn't make any sense. Why is our Kiriko up? So Rob, why do you drop here? Yeah, that's very confusing. Rob, that's not your job. You can't drop there. You're not going to help anyway. If Brandon lives, it's because Shepard can and Ascendant can keep him up. Yeah, you can't drop your positioning right here. Yeah, cause I mean, and again, it kind of like goes to back. What's the purpose of what we're doing? So clearly, the purpose here is that you want to shoot the, or try and help, I guess, on the hazard. But then watch what happens. Like we do something for right. Like, okay, I gotta go this way, but we don't like. There's no other thought process past that because we just drop and then we walk out in the open. I mean, and that's the GG on this point. It should be. They're playing very. They are taking forever to heal up their tank. Wow. Okay, well maybe not GG. I guess we'll see. Yeah, it's kind of crazy here, and I guess they're on the Widow, so this is very hard to say. Just go in, but very strange that they have 2 kills and they're playing this passive. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Alright, we get a kill there. I mean, they're just. This is very weird. They're playing Hazard like Sigma. Ah, it's very confusing. Brandon comes back as a Tracer, though. Yeah, and so now position-wise, if we look, you know, Rob, now that you're down here, I mean the lines aren't as easy or aren't as nice, and you can get pushed a bit easier. But with them on the hazard, I kind of like the grouping up a bit more. And again, they're playing it very strange, unless they're trying to just build nano as fast as they can. Just very, very weird the way they're playing. Alright, so so obviously they go in with the nano. We're pocketing the fuck out of Rob, which is what we should be doing. Brandon's getting marked by the Freya. Hopefully you. Okay. So. Okay. We're just gonna kind of let it go a little bit. So as I'm like playing this out and just watching it, this is very, very messy, and we're winning the ones up until like right this very second. Again, I don't have any idea how we win this map. So, but yeah, this entire first point defense has just been really, really messy, and us winning the ones. The main difference, because we've been, you know, we kind of that I guess we'll call it the chaos, is we're leaning into that a little bit, but that's when we're on offense, so we kind of dictate things a little bit easier. We're on defense, sometimes it's a bit harder, but on the flip side, this is why it's so important to play within the structure of the team comp. Not saying that like you have to play these 5 heroes, but you know, sticking within the structure, because if we look from their side, they have the Widow, okay, so she wants to sit back passive. They have Hazard and Lucio, so they want to go in really hard. Ana can be a little bit of a mix, but usually wants to poke a little bit more. And Freya definitely doesn't want to go in really hard, so it just their comp just doesn't make any sense. So when you guys are holding there and you're matching their kind of weirdness with your own weirdness, then if you win the ones, then that's how you win the map. But if they at any point stop doing, you know, or not, I should say stop, but if at any point they swap and do something a bit more structured, then that's when we usually fall apart. And that's the hardest thing about Widow on your team is like, is the Widow doing it, hitting Headshots or not, you know. Very rarely is it gonna be like, ooh, wow, this body shot on that this Widow got is amazing. Ooh, almost a good stick.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
That must sting.
Yeah, I don't, this is, I mean, you guys are doing what you're doing, and not, like, you're not being stupid. I'm just confused about what they're trying to do, and I'm trying not to focus the VOD on them, but it's just very weird. Okay, so we go in with Rush, and I think it gets blocked by the wall. Oof. It does. That's unfortunate timing right there. It's a short little tiny. It's like the world's shortest Kiriko Rush. That's hilarious. So unfortunate timing there. Okay, and they swapped to the Tracer off of the Widow. And where is our Tracer? Okay. Just kind of mess around up there. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, I'm done. So they also used beat. Hold on, sorry. So at this point, they used beat and Freyr ult. We just used Kiriko Rush, and I guess technically pulse ball, but that's kind of whatever. We still have Cole and Bob here, so we should be fine. Alright, that is a perfectly positioned Bob. Oh, it's just the orange Overwatch? Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah, that is a perfectly positioned Bob. That's awesome, that's awesome. Alright, so now they have to disengage. We get a pick off there. Perfect. We have a Tracer duel going on. And we get Staglers. And even with 20 seconds left, you know, I'd be close to working, trying to get to point. I think you guys could have pushed a bit more here. They didn't back off at all, so you definitely could have forced their hand a bit more. So who are we fluxing? Okay, so we're fluxing the Hazard as he jumps in with the nano. Okay, we do lose Brandon, and we popped Cole. So who are you focusing? Who are we focusing? Okay, we're not really focusing everybody. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so the win on this map definitely can definitely fit within like they were just running a mess, and we were matching it in the sense like we weren't losing the ones off of that mess, if that makes sense. I definitely would have preferred us to be a bit more structured, like I said. But overall, good win for sure. You know, kind of leaning into that mess style can obviously pay dividends. And if we can get a team to kind of, like, if we can drag a team into that with us, then we can have a better comfort level, because that's something we're kind of used to doing. So we'll mess around with it. I'm honestly, I'm gonna call it right there, and then I'll try and get, because that Rialto match I think was like 17 minutes if I saw, which is usually, if it's that long, usually it's a pretty good match. But let's see. Yeah, 17. Usually that means it's at least a decent match. I know it says 0-2, but it doesn't mean it's like anything crazy, or I mean like a bad 0-2. So okay, I'll catch you guys later.